Data Communication and Networking Online Lecture Series. Myself, Rima Raval from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. In today's session, we are going to see the topic Network Connecting Devices from the unit Local Area Network. In this unit, we are going to see the different local area networking and its devices and its fundamentals. In today's session, we will see different network connecting devices which can be used for connecting the network and to transmit the data. So let's start with that. First of all, let us see different network connecting devices. First device here we are going to consider are repeaters. Then second one is hub. The third one is bridge. After that, the next device is switch. Then the next is router. And the last one is gateway. Now we are going to see each of these network connecting devices in detail, and all of these devices operates on the different layers. So let us see first of all on which layer which device operates. So first of all, as you can see over here, repeaters and hubs are operated on the layer, physical layer. Above that, in the data link layer, bridges and switch operates. Then routers operates on the network layer, which is very important. Above that, transport gateway and application gateways are on the layer, transport layer and application layer respectively. So you have to remember that the network connecting devices operates on the different layers, and at which layer which device operates or which device is useful, that is very important to know. Now let us understand each and every network connecting device in detail. First one, we are going to consider repeaters. So as the name suggests, repeaters are the devices which repeats the signals to transmit in the longer distances. So repeaters something look like this. So the repeater operates at the physical layer as we have seen earlier. Its job is to regenerate the signal over the same network before the signal becomes too weak or corrupted, so as to extend the length to which the signal can be transmitted over the same network. That means whenever the data signal is transmitted for longer distances, it is required to regenerate the signal before it becomes too weak, or else you can say before it gets attenuated. So for that, repeaters are used. At the end device, we can say that the signals received is proper. An important point here to be noted about repeaters is that they do not amplify the signals. That means we cannot say that while transmission the repeaters can amplify the received signals. They do not amplify the signals. Okay. Next network connecting device is hub. So a hub is basically a multi-port repeater. That means a repeater having the multi-port connections. Here the hub connects multiple wires coming from different branches. For example, the connector in star topology which connects different stations. That means if you recall the topologies which we have seen in the previous sessions, we have seen the star topology in which at the center we have considered the hub, right? So whenever star topology is there, we can consider that it connects the different branches from different stations as a center device. Hubs cannot filter data. That means it cannot perform the filtering operations. So data packets are sent to all the connecting devices. That means it is not possible for a hub to send the data to some particular devices or not to send the data to some particular devices because it does not have filters, right? Now let us see the different types of hubs. So there are basically two types of hubs. Let us see which are these two hubs and what is the difference between these two. First one is active hub. So as the name suggests, the active hubs are the hubs which have their own power supply and can clean, boost and delay the signal along the network. That means whenever active hubs are used in the particular network to connect some networking devices, they can have their own power supply. There is not required to give external power supply to that. And the second type over here is passive hub. That is exactly opposite to that of active hub. That means these are the hubs which collects wiring from nodes and power supply from the active hub. That means passive hubs do not have their power supply, right? Next device are bridges. So as we have seen, the bridge operates at the data link layer, and as the name suggests, bridge connects the different connecting devices. It is a basically repeater with add-on functionality of filtering content by reading the MAC address of the source and destination. That means bridges read the MAC, that is physical address of the devices, and according to that it connects the network for transmission of the data. Next, it is also used for interconnecting two LANs, that means local area networks working on the same protocol. That means whenever two networks are having same protocols, bridges can be used. But if the two protocols are not same, bridges are not useful. Okay, it has a single input and single output port, thus making it a two-port device. That means bridges are basically two-port devices. Next, we are going to see the types of bridges. So first type over here is transparent bridge. These are the bridges in which the stations are completely unaware of the bridge's existence. That means whether or not a bridge is added or deleted from the network. Reconfiguration of the station over here is unnecessary. That means it is not required to reconfigure the stations every time while transmission of the data. This is considered as the first case, that is transparent bridge. Now let us see the next one. So the second over here is source routing bridges. In these bridges, routing operation is performed by source station and the frame specifies which route to follow. That means they are following the routes according to the source of followings, right? That means over here we have two types of bridges. First one, transparent bridges, and the second one over here is source routing bridges. Okay. Now next, network connecting devices, switch. A switch is a multi-port bridge with a buffer and a design that can boost its efficiency. Large number of ports imply less traffic and performance. That means switches are used as a multi-port bridge with higher efficiency. Now, when we will see the practicals of this subject, in that sessions we will see that how a switch plays a role in a network connections. That means whenever the ports are less available, we will on and off the switch and will make the ports available. So that we will see in the practical session part. Now, switch is data link layer device. So switch can perform error checking before forwarding data. That makes it very efficient as it does not forward packets that have errors and forward good packets selectively to correct port only. That means switch can select the good data and the bad data, that means according to good packets and bad packets while transmission. So that is the biggest advantage of switches. Now next and very important device is router. So basically, as the name suggests, routers are used to decide the path or else to decide the route which a packet must follow while transmission of the data, right? So according to the multiple paths available while transmission, router's role is to decide from which path the data packet should travel and reach to the destination. So router is basically a network layer protocol or network layer devices. It is a device like a switch that routes data packets based on their IP addresses. That means previous network connected device had the MAC addresses. Over here, router is using IP address. And it is mainly at the network layer. Routers normally connect LANs and WANs, that means local area networks and wide area networks together, and have a dynamically updating routing table based on which they make decisions on routing the data packets. Now we will see in the network layer chapter, that means in further sessions, which are the basic routing algorithms and how they are different from each other. There are multiple routing algorithms available and according to the requirement, different routing algorithms are used for transmitting data packets. Routing algorithms are those algorithms based on which the path is decided for the current network, right? And we will see each of the routing algorithms in detail. And the last network connecting devices are gateways, which are also important. As the name suggests, gateway is a passage to connect two networks together that may work upon different networking models. They basically work as a messenger agents that take data from one system, interpret it, and transfer it to the other system, right? So gateways are basically those devices which used to connect the networks having different protocols. That means whenever two networks are using different protocols, they have to be connected by using gateways. Let's say for example, one network is using UDP protocols, that means user datagram protocol, as well as another network using TCP protocols, that means transmission control protocol. So if they both are to be connected, there is some gateway to connect these networks, right? So gateways are also called as protocol converters and can operate at any network layer. And the gateways are generally more complex than switch or routers. Okay, so they have very specific applications. Now consider this diagram. This indicates the architecture or the roles of the different layers wise different network connecting devices roles. First over here you can see it is indicated router. Okay, routers operates at the network layer and it decides which path to follow to reach to the destination, right? Over here to this router two switches are connected. That means it is showing downward connections. This is switch 1, this is switch 2. Then to the switch, hubs are connected as a central device. Here hub A is indicated and here the another one, hub B, is indicated. To these hubs and devices are connected, and whenever it is required to transfer to some another AND devices, over here bridges are used. Okay, so this shows the different network connecting devices architecture. Now consider this diagram in which in the first diagram hub is indicated, in the second diagram bridge connection is indicated, and in the third diagram switch configuration is indicated. So using this diagram you can differentiate the way of interconnection using different network connecting devices. So first over here as you can see hub, which is actually a central connecting devices to which different devices are connected centrally. That is over here as you can see host A, B, C, D, E, F, G as are indicated, which are the AND devices or computer devices, right? To which the data is to be transmitted or received. The next over here is indicated bridge and it is connected using the LAN cables to the host, and the last is switches to connect the different and communication devices. Okay, so I hope this network connecting devices and its concept, its types and the difference between this are clear to you now. These are the references. In the next session, we will see the last topic of this chapter, local area network, which includes different example networks that are X.25 frame relay. Then we will see ATM reference model, that is asynchronous transfer mode, and we'll see its frame structures and its architecture, as well as we will see ISDN, which is called as Integrated Service Digital Network, and then we will conclude this chapter. So in next chapter, ultimately we are going to see the rest of 4 topics that are X.25, frame relay, ATM and ISDN. Okay, so looking forward to see you in the next session. Thank you for listening.